Who are we waiting
Carl
for?
thought we were meeting in person, so he is at the town hall and now
Oh.
returning to his house. So we have a 5-minute delay here.
Hey,
Apologies to everybody.
when are we going to start to meet in person? I
We can
really,
meet in person anytime a majority wants to.
okay. I really feel that showing the drawings on the screen is not the professional way to discuss the projects. I really, I don't. Yeah.
I agree, Pam. I like meeting in person.
Yeah, it's a flat screen. There's no scale. It's unrealistic what we're approving. I just how I really feel. You know, and also having someone explain and point and show, you can't do that on the screen.
We got 2 votes for in person.
I know Lisa would like
I'm
to
on
be
the
in
fence.
person.
What's that?
I know Lisa
said-
would like to be in person. Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa was.
All right, so
I could go
Just
either way,
elevations, right?
honestly.
No floor plans.
I have the farthest drive into town, could be my reason, but.
We could carpool, Peter. You and I
Pardon
could,
me?
you and I could carpool.
Yes, yes, right. We have the whole carbon footprint issue too. But,
Yeah, it's true.
but I'm
Yes.
cool.
I'll walk for all of you.
Carl was down at the town offices today, hope to meet with our new building inspector to discuss with him some of the items that we mentioned at the last meeting, some of the projects that have been going on without coming before us. So we'll see if he had any luck in that regard.
Oh, the minutes from last time look beautiful. There's just one letter A missing on almost the last line. It says gain instead of again. Just throwing that out there. Don't know if it matters.
Hold on here.
Right at the end.
Ah, yes, I see that. Spell check is no help when the other word is a.
If the other word is a good word, yeah.
So Georgia, maybe you should tell us more about your father building the old town hall.
No, it wasn't my father. It was like my
Great grandfather. Your
yes, not my
Yeah.
my grandfather. It was like
grandfather, yeah.
great.
But the
Wow.
first date said like 1839 or something like that. There were 2 dates on it.
Right,
Yeah,
because
so
the
Georgia,
old
are you
part,
talking about the 1900 edition or the original one?
No, not the original one.
no, the 1900 one.
Yeah, the big, whatever it is, Greek, is that?
Right, when they
Cool.
turned the old part around and then added on to the front.
Okay.
So tell us more if you're in the mood.
Their names are on the
It's
wall.
like a preview at the movies.
They
Oh,
always signed
cool.
everything.
You're good.
Yeah, I mean.
So they
Yeah, that's
rotated
right.
it. Yeah.
Yes, the very back of the building, like where the assessors and the police station were, that
Yeah.
was facing front, and then they turned it sideways and then added on to the front.
It's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, they were very thrifty in the old days. They don't tear things down.
Did you guys read the shipping news, that book from long ago, maybe the 80s?
No.
Because up in Newfoundland and they were moving houses, like when the ocean froze, they would move them across the ice into new locations and
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
they were moving them all over the place. It was such an eye-opening idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess on some level, winter is the best time to move things since
Yeah.
everything's frozen,
Yeah.
especially because in those days they didn't have asphalt roads.
Right, yeah. They worked hard.
Yeah, I don't think I would have lasted
I
long.
know. I know. I would have made excuses.
Moved to Florida.
That's right.
Fantastic.
So
Okay.
Georgia, how far back does your family go in Stockbridge?
Before the 1900s.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And what was the name of the last name of the guy who worked on the old town hall?
The
Was it
Pilling
Marston?
brothers, there was like Benjamin and John.
What were
Or
the
were they
last names?
Marstons or something else?
No, Pilling, the
Ah, yeah.
Pilling
Oh,
brothers.
billing. Yes, yeah. Wow, amazing.
And so did they have like a big construction company for that time period or what?
Yes, yes.
Cool. And where were they based?
You know, I'm not sure,
I feel like somewhere in town though, maybe I have the vaguest sense. but,
probably.
Mhm.
um,
Wow,
Stockbridge has an amazing history.
it really does. So interesting. Yeah. I want to get down into those archives someday in the bottom of the library. I haven't really had a chance to do
Well,
that.
it's always closed. That's the
Well,
biggest-
now I mean, it's just reopened with the
Oh, it
all
did?
new,
Oh, okay.
climate control.
So do you
They've
know
done-
when it's
done-
open?
It's open. You just have to check the hours. They're not as big as the upstairs, but there are
Yeah.
regular hours now.
Great.
And they've done a beautiful job of sort of reconfiguring the room now that they've redone everything and have it climate controlled. It's
Mm.
nice to go in there in the winter. It's a little bit humid compared to the rest of the world.
Mhm.
So is there still like the big Van Dusen sign on the wall, or did they take that down?
I'm not sure about that. I did go in there over Thanksgiving with my niece, but I didn't raise my eyes up enough probably to say yay or nay on that. And right now, you may have read somewhere there's what's the name of the famous black man who they have a portrait of down there?
Hull?
Agrippa Hull?
Yeah, very good. And that portrait is on loan to some museum right now, I think. And so they've got a nice copy of it though in its place, and it'll come back eventually. But it's extremely rare to have like a painted portrait of an
Yeah,
African American in the early 19th century, I guess.
yeah. It's
Pretty
amazing.
cool. There's,
Yeah,
it's an interesting town historically in so many ways, including all the people.
it is really
Right.
interesting. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I wonder if Carl was walking.
I think he might have had his
Probably.
bicycle, but it's harder to go up the hill than down. He said 5 minutes. I'm sure that was optimistic, but one of these days he should join us. Check my email.
You are
Very
awfully good at
cool.
reminding us. I'm always impressed.
Yeah, so, I think because he was at the town hall, he had town hall on the brain, I guess. But
Mhm, mhm.
Gary said he was going to join us, but alas, not.
Who said?
Gary.
Gary,
Gary,
Oh.
of all people.
I'm so sorry about the last meeting. I got tied up
What happened?
somewhere
Oh.
and I didn't make it.
As long as we have, oh, let's see, did I do that right in the minutes? Let's see. I'm already disorganized here. I corrected that typo. Oh, I erroneously have you as present, Georges. I thought you came in late. Did you come in late?
Oh, maybe that was the one I came in late. Yes, all right.
I think you came in late. So I gave you credit for the whole meeting
Oh,
since
thank
my
you.
notes were not.
You're a nice
that
teacher.
By the way, I was emailing with Chantel brought up the issue, and so I emailed Terry in the town clerk's office to find out when our various terms expire. You know, like 2 or 3 of us are supposed to roll over every 3rd year. And let's just see if I
I
can
must be
find it.
rolling by now.
If you look in the town report, it should be there.
Oh,
Really? Like that level of detail?
Yes.
that's handy.
Wow. Well, let's see. I went with the old Ask Terry strategy. So it was Carl and Georgia roll over in 2023. So then I sent a follow-up question. Well, when do the selectmen do the reappointing? And she said in June. So I don't know, Georgia, maybe you got reappointed in June. And I asked Carl to investigate that when he was down at the town hall. I don't know if
Okay.
he
Oh, yeah.
had any luck. And then let's see what else. So in 2024, it's Chantal, Pam, and Lisa. And in 2025, it's Gary and Peter.
Thanks for checking that.
Yeah, well, thank you. That was a very good thought to, and I did mention to Carl too about the fellow who was potentially interested in joining, and so he's got that on his brain now.
Oh, great. Good. Yeah. Our across the street neighbor is a retired architect who has a special degree in historic preservation. And he just kind of moved into the Berkshires.
Who is this guy?
John Sugarman. Do you know him?
Is
John?
he living here full time?
Well, he's had this house for a long time, since before we moved in.
Mhm.
But he just bought a puppy, and he's settling in, I think.
He could be on our group.
He's interested.
Yeah, so
He
I
knows a lot. Yeah.
think Carl might want to meet with him at some point.
Oh, yeah, I'd be happy to arrange
Once
that.
you get once you get reappointed, you have to go in and get sworn in again, which I think I did.
I've never gotten,
I did it.
I've never gotten sworn in.
Hi, cutie.
I don't know.
Kim, you've been on since the existence.
I know.
So
I
you must have
actually, I've never
sworn in.
I've never been sworn in either.
So
I
we
think-
have the real old timers, they didn't
Yeah.
need to be sworn in.
But you would have been sworn in by me. No, I wasn't the town clerk then.
Can you swear
I'll
yourself
take that
in?
back.
I think that, right, I mean, it's possible that maybe we got sworn in a million years ago, we don't remember. But definitely not every third year, which I think they're trying to get more organized on that front now. And we should be more organized, so hopefully it'll happen. I did get sworn in. I recently joined the cemetery commission, and I got sworn in to that. So,
Okay, I want to tell you something that happened at a burial that I went to, and please never do this to somebody.
Can I just say something? We're being televised right now.
I don't care.
oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
alright.
Good point.
No one
Take
from
off
the
my coat.
cemetery commission should be standing at someone's funeral asking for money. That
What?
happened.
So look at that.
Yeah, it happened a good 15 years ago, and I know exactly
Oh.
who people were, and it was horrible.
I
So
would say we don't do that anymore.
that's good. That's good.
Progress.
I could not believe it.
No, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Carl, welcome. We
My
apologize.
apologies.
for-
No problem.
The planning board started meeting in person again, and now I've got it all mixed up in my head, so.
Well, don't worry,
Town
we'll be
hall
meeting
is over.
we'll be meeting in person from now on, Carl.
Yes, there's been a bit of a groundswell overruling Pete on meeting in person as opposed to by Zoom. So I'm
Okay.
flexible.
It doesn't matter to me, except I just need to know whether it's one of the
Which it
others.
is.
Perfectly clear, but I'm sorry. Anyway, excuse me for
Okay.
being Mr. Green Jeans here, but here.
It's an excellent look.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have a quorum. Do we have applicants?
Yeah,
Pam is with both of our
I
men
am the
are Pam,
applicant.
Oh, you are the applicant.
and
Okay.
so she's going to recuse herself, I believe. Is that right, Pam?
That's correct.
Yeah,
And but before we forget, why don't we move the minutes? I
yes,
had
absolutely.
one typo
think the
was
minutes look
corrected.
good. I would move to approve the minutes that you submitted. Seconds,
With
excellent.
Chantel's correction.
What's that?
I
Yeah.
said with Chantel's correction.
Letter
No.
A.
I misspelled
Oh, I
again and just had gain, but now it is fixed.
Okay.
Don't worry, anybody. It's
Oh
so
my
important.
gosh, the sloppiness, for God's sake.
It's like a professional
All right.
deformity.
Carl may be looking for a new secretary soon.
There's a list. All right, great. Okay, well, so Pam, what do you have for us?
So, I have the Fontana residence
Okay.
on the corner of Pine and Vine. Okay.
Yep.
Pretty simple. It's a 2-story shingled cottage. It really doesn't have, couldn't really find a style for it. Just a shingled cottage.
Yeah.
Um,
I sort of know
do-
what house this is, but how old is it?
it's built in 1921.
Okay.
So, I was asked to add primary bedroom, bathroom, expand the living room and the new screen porch. So the key was new mudroom also to make it look like nothing had ever happened there. So I really went with style that was appropriate. I will run you through the drawings right now. So we're on a regular Zoom now, Carl, or is it the town Zoom?
This is the town Zoom.
Yeah.
So you have to say that I can share screen then.
Uh-oh. This requires tech. So does anybody know how I would do that?
Yes, you're gonna go
Oh,
down to the thing that says shared screen, the green
down the
button,
bottom.
Huh?
okay? You're gonna
Yeah.
press your, right button, click it once, and then you'll see 2 words and it will say share. You can share.
But that would be me sharing though, not
No, I'm gonna see.
you.
No,
I
sugar.
I'm
Oh,
there. What am I
damn it.
doing?
You
Why
can't
don't you
share.
give it,
You can't share from
give it,
this.
give it
Darn
a
it.
try, Carl.
No, you can't.
I'm
I can't
trying.
share from mine. You're the only one who can share. Well, let me see. Maybe I can share.
Here we go. Somebody's sharing.
That's you
Hey.
guys. Let me see if I can. Can you get out of there? I'm gonna try again. I think everybody can share the way they've done it. So here we go. Can you
Way
see
to
my
go,
screen?
Pam.
Yes, Pam Sandler started
perfect.
Gene
Oh,
Sprint.
yes,
So
good.
just
There
so
it
you
is.
know, Peter, they've let everybody share the way they've set it up.
Excellent. Okay.
Good. We'll
Okay.
hope that we do not get a Zoom bomb.
Okay, well, this is the existing floor plan.
Yep.
So on the first floor, we're gonna remove the screen porch here. And then this little piece of wall gets demolished over here. You go, so this is existing, and this is what it looks like now. You can see it's just an adorable little cottage.
Yep.
This screen porch was new when probably 10, 15 years ago, but we're removing it and pushing everything out, and I will show you what we're up to. It's a shingle style also, which we will keep. So here's the proposed floor right here, and I've broken up all the areas that show new. So
Yeah.
this is the new, I'm sorry, I'm gonna start on the bottom. This is a
Yep.
new mudroom entry at the bottom here. This is a new living room, and that's the new screen porch. Above it, on the second floor, will be the primary bedroom, bathroom, and a closet area.
So it's growing. I mean, are there any issues with setbacks or
Not at all.
Okay.
I don't mess around with that. Make
Yeah.
sure it's actually in RC, also resident central, so we had better.
Yeah. So there's
So
like hardly
this
any
is
setbacks at
the,
all. Yeah.
This is the elevation of the proposed. So I
Okay.
really tried to do everything in the keeping of what was there. We are replacing every window. Unfortunately, the windows now do not have divided lights, and my clients didn't want to add them. I would have hard-arred them, but they didn't go for it. But again, the house doesn't have them as it exists right now.
Wow.
So
I don't think, I mean, just on the face of it, it doesn't look to me like anyone's gonna notice much.
Mhm.
you hopefully won't.
The house is sort of set back from the road, as I recall. Is that right, Pam?
Yeah, and it's trees, they have like trees all along the road across from the Heaton Court.
Yeah. And
Um,
it seems like the expansion going south, that would mean sort of down the hill, if you will.
it goes down the hill and you can see right here, this line
Yeah.
that is going downhill.
Yeah.
And so that's particularly not visible from the road. Is there any neighbor down the hill below that
Their,
cares?
their neighbor's very interesting. So their neighbor to the east is a gentleman who sold them this house, which he used to live in. So he moved next door and renovated the hell out of the house, and it is gorgeous. And he is so psyched that these people are doing the, putting the money into their house and
Cool.
doing the same thing. So, and these people live here full time.
Oh,
Their
that's
daughter's
great.
at Riverbrook, so.
Awesome. And so how about the neighbors to the south?
The neighbors to the south are,
Hmm.
they're really far away from it.
I was thinking
They
that.
can't see it at all.
Cool.
It's not the guy who has the carriage house. It's one before that.
Is it D-E-E?
Maybe, yeah. They're very nice people, but
Yeah, super nice.
yeah. And we
So,
didn't need
well,
we
I-
didn't need any special permits or anything like that, so.
I did the historic research.
Oh, yeah, what'd you
And the building is not listed. There's no historic district up that way. There are individual houses on,
I couldn't
street.
find it, yeah.
but not this one. So actually, this is all very fascinating. Listen to Pam's excellent plan. But the truth is, all we have to find is that it's not a significant historic building, if that's what we want to find, or we could find that even if it is a significant historic building, these are not a so-called substantial alteration. So I defer to the
Well, I would argue for sort of both, frankly. I mean, first of all, I don't think that this is, falls into the realm of significant historic. And then, and the proposals are in keeping. So I would make a motion that this is not a significant historic building, and go for it.
And you want to add to your motion that it's also, even if it was a significant historic building, it's also not a substantial alteration, which is the bylaw word.
I would say that, the proposed alterations, would not compromise whatever, significance the building might have.
I would second that.
I would say aye to those.
Okay.
ideas.
All right. So, all in favor?
I
Aye. Aye. Okay.
So we
great.
should probably do the
Roll
roll
call.
call, just because we're on
All right.
Zoom.
Okay. Well, Carl Sprague, aye. Pete Williams,
I
Georgia Marsden,
Marcelo?
aye.
Georgia,
Oh, Rind, aye.
and Georgia, yes.
Pam is recused.
Very good. All right. Well,
Thank you.
excellent. Okay, that's one.
Okay,
So Pam, what's next?
okay.
This one is a significant historic building.
Right, let me do this. Hold on a second.
It is a contributing building to the Main Street National Register Historic District. We will not be
I
surprised.
have
to
a
hear.
question. On your screen, are you seeing the application?
For
For
24
Paul?
Pine Street.
For
Oh, sorry,
Fontaine.
I got the wrong one here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop share, and then I'm gonna go back into my other stuff here. Oh,
My
okay.
mom had us in overalls all the time when I was a little.
Well, at least they don't fall down,
You can grab the entire child when you.
There you go.
it
Exactly,
over.
from the back, right? No,
So,
I'm busy decking the halls. You have no idea. It's like quite the elaborate operation. It seems to involve a fair amount of greenery. So
Excellent.
so,
6 Main Street.
this is the.
Oh, this
high
is the big. This
school.
is the thing. This is the town hall.
This is the town hall.
What indeed? I'm very
So
interested.
we've got two buildings here on one site, what we all refer to as the, back closer to the golf course was the original building. And those crazy guys spun it and put it on the back and then built the new building in the front in 1900.
But they're connected. I mean, they've been connected
They're
forever.
quite connected. They're
Yeah.
very much connected, and it's a classic Greek revival, Greek revival, about 11,094 feet. I'm going to go over the proposed renovation will consist of new windows, the very large, tall windows on the sides are over 11 feet tall. We're refurbishing all of those. And a new ADA ramp, new doors, interior renovation, and the biggest change is addition of solar panels. So
I would just like to disclose on this that even though it's not a conflict, my ancestors built this building.
I love this. I love
How
it.
does that, Georgia? How so?
So when they turned the building around and built the front,
So
the
this is
Killing
the back.
brothers did all that.
Oh, really?
Oh, they moved it and spun it. So it's interesting.
And built the addition.
Right, so where the
Right.
police, where you entered for the police was the old main entrance, and the side that faces the golf course was like the worst side, and they really butchered, my opinion, they spent years butchering it up. But anyway, so these are all the existing pictures of the town hall. I can zero in on anywhere anybody wants to see.
Yep.
Main entrance here, and I'll show you my drawings. We are literally taking this off and recreating the same thing. These two doors here. Same thing with these two doors over here. All of these windows will just be refurbished. We paint, these were tough to figure out what was here, but we went inside and we took apart the walls and figured out exactly what size the windows were. Again, this side's pretty clear. This door was just a horrible renovation idea, and I'll show you what we're doing new. We put the windows back that were here originally. We can only find one picture of the 1800 building. Carol Owens and I really looked really hard. So, and this is the back of the building where so if you look at these right here,
Yeah.
we think they were the taller windows that were there before on the sides. This is a horrible, like, overhang. This is a ridiculously tiny. Let me tell you what I really think is they put on the back. And the ramp is in horrible condition, so we're replacing the ramp. The fire stair will remain. It actually still works and will pass. So this is the proposed front. As you can see, it doesn't look anything different than what it does now. Okay?
Yep.
So, because these would be new windows here though, and then again, this is being rebuilt. This is a change on the side. Used to enter way up here with steps. We had to have an accessible entrance, so we lowered that down
Okay.
here. This would be a pair of new doors and a transom.
Oh, and I see, and you're wrapping the handicap access.
I'm wrapping around the building. So
What
it
is the
doesn't-
story with these? What is the story with those arched windows? I mean, were
It's
they
very
ever-
strange there. We think this is the only part we could find that was a window right in here. We
I
went
see.
on the wall and we found framing here
Mhm.
and here. There was nothing up here. We think this was just a panel. I have a guy who's, you know, kind of just working with me as a historian, and he thinks that's what was there.
Wow.
Unless we, like I said, if we could find a better picture, of which we can't. So all we can do is go inside a wall and see how they put it together. Check how old
mean,
the framing was.
Just
and-
just off the top of my head, I kind of wonder if you have that architectural detail with the arch there, if the panel above the window, you know, wants to be something a little bit more interesting than just the
Clapboard.
It won't be clapboards. It would be like shiplap and tight.
I see. Okay.
That's what would have been done.
Right.
Just like, so it would look flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
What's there now, Pam? Are they like false windows or no windows or?
No, there's some windows there, exactly like that. This is the original trim though.
Yeah.
So all of that is staying here.
I
Here.
wonder, yeah, I mean, I
Oh.
wonder, well, I mean, as you dig in, it may be interesting to see if that ever was a window, because it's a nice shape for the facade there.
I'll go into town and see somebody, you know, maybe somebody can help me, but we'll see. Let's see, back here. There's some weird stuff back there right now. We're putting some machinery back here.
Mhm.
And this window up here, I believe is new. But there was a window there before. We've got louvers for exhaust air. This is a new door right here, and more in keeping with what we think was there. Going through history. And again, you've got the same round window that doesn't have, you know, really anything that we know about.
Yeah. And that's more solar panels in the back then?
So I'll explain the solar panels in a minute. I'm just really kind of walking you through all the architecture stuff first, and I'll jump on solar, if that's okay. So now you'll have a stair coming down off of this end this way too at the back. So you'll have the ramp that'll wrap around. I've got a historical reference on the back, which has never been back there, which we felt was really important. We went through probably 15 different ideas for this, and the historian said that we really got it this time. This vent will not be here. We're putting it in this fascia here and this fascia here.
I see.
You are correct. So these are solar panels back here. They'll probably be the only ones that you will be able to see on the building. The larger ones are up here and on the other side.
Well, and the roof is pitched so
It's so
flat.
low.
So low, yeah.
And the building is tall. We're working with Valley Solar. They did do some drawings that showed that it was taller than the trees over there. So I really don't feel you can see the panels from the ground. I also feel that this is something really important that is going to be part of our legacy
Well,
if,
we have some other, I mean, we've talked about it before, but
Mm.
we have that installation that's across from the current town hall, for example, on Main Street. And,
right,
honestly, those solar panels, which are right in the middle of town, I mean, just like, I don't think anyone ever noticed them.
I asked them not to put them here and here, although I don't think you're gonna see them.
So that there is sloped toward toward Main Street.
Well, you've got two different gables.
Yeah.
You've got this gable, then you've got the second pair. Then you've got the long gable.
This is kind of not our business, but do we still get to use this for Memorial Day picnics?
So you know what I'm gonna do for you guys? I'm gonna show you floor plan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to find one that doesn't have 1,000 architecture things all over it. Okay. It's gonna take me a minute to get in there.
And my understanding was also, I mean, I think this is all water under the bridge, but I mean that at one point there was an idea of restoring the, the 2-story open hall, which,
Oh, they never did
was,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
they-
that was, I don't know, what was that, like in the 1960s or earlier, that was divided. I mean, I doubt that, I think that's,
Yeah, I think I mean, right, that made it an auditorium, and I think the finding was it's just impractical to have an auditorium there. There just isn't
right.
any particularly good use for it.
Yep.
Sorry, I've got drawings gearing up.
It's okay.
The other one should have come. Oh, yeah. Okay. I am gonna, oh, can you see this drawing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna blow it up the best I can.
there's a lot going on in there.
Didn't like that.
that's better.
I'm sorry, there's so much junk on the drawing that it is,
A little slow to
it's really
upload.
spinning. Now it wants me to close the program.
Is the floor plan changing?
I'm
Substantially?
sorry, the ball is still twitching and twitching and twitching.
I'm seeing floor plan, but is that very different from what we have now?
It's quite, well, I'll show you
Quite
what's
different?
different. I really would love to blow this up so you could see it a little bit better, but for some reason it's really cut me
I know.
off. So basically, this is the side entrance right here. So you're gonna
Yes.
go, there's no stair here right now. You're going straight in.
Yes.
The stairs are on the outside. So, oh, good. Oh, good. I don't know how well you guys can see. So you're coming here. The entrance stays exactly the same right here.
Yep.
We are putting in a hole right here that will be like an atrium space in between the two floors. You can see that right here on the second floor.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's nice.
Cool.
Through,
Yep.
okay. Okay, this is going to be their locker area. There's an elevator right here
Oh, boy.
that you'll be able to enter on the this floor. Then it will go up X amount of steps to the main floor right here.
Mhm.
Okay. And this is the stair to the basement, and this is the stair that goes up to the second floor, as well as this goes up to the second floor. So this is very new to all of you. So this is the back entrance over here,
Mhm.
where I'm showing the new ramp coming around the building here. And so this is a 2-story space, where the kids will come in here. And then this is the classroom corridor, which is kind of fun, for, you know, and also, I don't know, just interesting, more interesting than what was there. We have all the classrooms, science, we've got an art room, 2 other classrooms, classroom here, teacher's room, bathrooms, and another classroom, reception, office, and then upstairs is where you can have your picnic or outside. So you'd come up the stairs. This would be the lobby. This is a new commercial kitchen that will be able to be used by the community. So they're going to have like suppers. They're going to have, people could rent this space also. It will
But
be,
that big open space on the second floor
this is it.
is essentially more or less being preserved.
Correct. And what we did also, we really went in and found out what was there and what wasn't there. So the glass windows that are along this whole piece here, we made sure to keep them.
Oh,
There
okay.
were 3 little doors here, which were horrible. So we put 2 doors.
Yeah, they're good.
This is
You're
something
keeping the
that
vaulted ceiling in that big room, Pam?
it hasn't changed one bit. That was the most important thing. That really, we preserved anything that we could find that was real to the building. We are
Oh, yeah,
preserving
that's good.
Arlo's jail cell.
Ah.
Wait, I'll show you on the first floor. It's
Yeah,
very
let's, yeah, we gotta
It'll
go
be
back
good
to
for
the
it'll
first
be good for
floor.
students in detention.
right. So I'm looking at Georgia's face right here. So Georgia, we're taking this roof that is that area. Remember, you had to crouch under to get in back in here.
Right.
Every single joist up and rafter was burnt and
Yes,
total
yes.
disrepair. So we've designed a truss to go in there, which is much smaller, and we'll have headroom to stand in here, all these spaces, and use them.
Nice.
So that was a really big deal for what we were trying to do.
So
And
does that raise the roof on that back end?
no, not one bit. We you know, and then this is something the existing building has windows, those 2-story windows that go into the meeting space. So what we've done, rather than putting horrible bars on them, we've kind of have this shelf coming out and a window in which you can see down in through the original windows that were there. And they will be the original windows, they'll just be
Cool.
refurbished.
That's great. So show us the jail cell.
Oh, that's right here. I don't know why they wrote storage. It's not storage, it's the jail cell.
Store
Okay.
naughty students.
Correct. So you're gonna come in here into this vestibule. We added a window here so you could see into the jail cell.
Oh, excellent. Well, I think it looks really good, Pam.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's fascinating to see the interior plans, but that's not really part of our purview. It all looks pretty exciting. But in terms of the external alterations to the building, I mean, I think what you're talking about seems very, seems very low impact, frankly, very modest.
I hope so. That was
Yeah.
the whole idea, that we
Yeah.
would really, I was I was ruthless. You know,
Yeah, way to go, Pam. I'm so glad that you're the architect on
well,
this.
I was ruthless. I was like, no, we can't do that. And they kept on saying, well, the Berkshire Waldorf High School they are stewards for this project, and they're gonna spend a fortune, and they want it preserved and they want it done correctly. They haven't
Yeah,
skipped.
it's great.
Well, I mean, God bless them, because I mean,
And
no one's really known what to do there for quite a while. So
structurally, there were a lot of problems, So we have a lot of added steel that nobody will see. Don't ask. We have a lot of stuff on the inside.
yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think there's any question that this is a significant historic building. I mean, Pete, is there any particular information that we don't already all know about this?
No, I think we've covered it. Yes, it's
Yeah.
clearly a very important building as part of Main Street National Register Historic District. So the question for us is whether under the bylaw it is the proposed alterations are a quote substantial alteration as defined in the bylaw. And I would make a motion that it is not a substantial alteration under the bylaw.
Second it.
There you go. Very well. All right. So
We need
we
to,
have a motion here, and can we proceed to a vote or any further discussion? All right. Anyway, I'll do the roll call. I mean, Carl Sprague, I am in favor of this, approving it. Aye. Chantal?
I am Chantal
Aye.
Rock, and I am in favor too. Aye.
Okay. Georgia?
Hi, Georgia Marsden.
Aye. Okay. Pete?
and Peter is an aye also.
All righty.
To answer, Georgia Marston, great granddaughter of the forefather builders.
Well, and Georgia, how long did you work in that building?
Um,
A lot of years.
yes, from 1985 to 1987,
Okay.
97 or
Yeah, nice.
2007.
Right.
2008 we moved in. Yeah, so from 1985 to 2008.
So anyway, so your vote approving this carries extra weight. So
Well, and I would add, as Carl will remember, that the bylaw that we are working under was drafted in the hallways of that building because that was where the meeting spaces were.
that's
Correct.
right. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Anyway, it all looks very promising. How soon,
Yes.
Pam, how soon do you think they're going to start work?
Well, the issues are they have a special permit meeting, and they also have a variance meeting. Because they don't have enough parking, and the building doesn't have frontage, doesn't have side yards, doesn't have anything. So those are the two meetings they need to go to.
And did the property issues get sorted out? Because my recollection was that the property that the old town hall stands on was actually part of the Congregational Church.
Yeah.
It has been over 18 months that I've been
Yeah.
working on this project, and the purchase and sale didn't get signed till last month.
Oh my gosh.
None of us thought it was, I mean, Teresa O'Brien is probably one of the most optimistic humans. She kept on saying, Pam, we're gonna get it. So we can't break ground until they close.
Yeah.
So we have a meeting, I believe, is on January 2nd. Then the lawyers will do whatever they need to do, and we're ready to go. We're ready to go. The first thing we would do would be asbestos removal. That's first.
Oh, yeah.
Grade. Yeah.
Who runs the Congregational Church? I mean, it's not like you can go to the Vatican.
No, the problem is it's not that if one person ran it, you would be fine.
Yeah.
It's called committee.
Yes.
And that's been the problem. I've never seen people take longer to, anyway, yeah.
Oh.
It took just a long time for people to say yes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you had lawyers involved, and they kept on stretching it out too. So,
Okay. Well, we're saying yes. So that's good.
Hey, thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you. If you could do me a favor, and try at least to get the Fontana one in, we're gonna try to break ground by the end of the month on that one.
Okay.
Sounds good.
we're
I
just
will get
gonna-
on the
We're
case.
gonna just do
immediately.
foundation only on that one, and then with the high school, the first thing we'll be doing will just be, putting up ballards and stuff to protect the building and doing asbestos removal. So those will be our first things.
All right. Well, best of luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So,
Very good. Pete, anyone else? Is there any other new business here or?
No other
how-
new business.
Yeah.
Do you have any reports? Did you have any luck finding the building inspector today?
I did. No, I had a nice conversation with him. It was funny because I was glad I talked because I felt like he, it was useful to review just the outlines of what our bylaw is. And I brought up a couple of, the things that we're sort of slightly concerned about, the 22 Prospect Hill Road renovations, which are, have become quite extensive, although I would say, that house, I'm not sure if it was ever a significant building, certainly, but but the renovations have been quite ambitious.
but if they had come before us, we would have seen.
Oh, I know, exactly. It would have been better.
We would have seen the little building on site that those.
Well, that was a failure.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
What
whatever. By the time it happened, it was too late.
Right.
So
Right.
very unfortunate. Yeah, if ever there was something that could have been moved
Mhm.
someplace else.
Disassembled easily.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, you put it in my backyard. I'd be more than happy. Anyone. But then I think Pete brought up a question about, I haven't even gone back there to look, but the property on Main Street that Dave Lanou is now working on, which was for years the Rogers house.
Well, Dave Lanou's not working on it anymore. It was
He's
sold.
not. He has a sign out front. Oh.
So I brought this up the last time we had a meeting here. I got a
Yeah.
call from a contractor in town. Not a contractor, some
You're
guy.
talking about two different buildings here.
Yeah.
You two.
Oh, we
You said
are?
Main Street.
I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't see Dave Lanou's sign on Main Street anywhere.
Yeah,
It's way up.
it's a property. It's behind. It's up.
Oh, yes. Did they ever come in front of us?
No, never.
Yeah.
So this is,
I think that between the transition between Ned and our new building inspector, that there may have been some things that just did not.
you know what though? Dave Lanou should know better.
Yeah.
This is somebody who claims to be a historian.
Yeah.
I would like to see the plans now. I don't know what you do. But the fact is, Tom Race used to own that building.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what was left originally.
Well, I think Pam, that's an interesting point. Is that whatever the stage of the project is,
Mhm.
Asking, for us to request that to review those plans at whatever our next meeting is.
Right.
I don't think that's out of line.
No, and I'm sure we'll be fine, but
Yeah.
I just want to start to set precedents.
Right.
It was somebody like him who does this type of work. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? You should be smart enough to call us if the building inspector's not.
Well, it's not that complicated.
I know.
And what was the other one, Pete, that was like
That's the one that Chantal brought up on Train Hill Road.
Train Hill Road? Yes, exactly.
So I've been up there a lot, Chantel. I looked at it. It's really a wonderful, beautiful renovation.
Is it?
Well,
See, I loved the original house. That was the house in the Berkshires that I always admired.
oh,
Beautiful pergola
wow.
and-
So again, did this fall
Um,
through the cracks? Lou Boxer's doing the construction. James Dixon is the architect. I mean, I will tell you, I mean, there are some, I was checking some nice details on it. Recessed panels and everything they're doing is, in the spirit of historic, well, not his, well, they're making it look like it's always been there.
Mhm.
We
You
should
think?
see drawings for that also, though.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so what number is that on Train Hill Road?
Yeah, I tried to find a number. I couldn't find one. It's
Yeah.
it's got a little guest house right on the front of the property and a
yellow.
little stone column by the driveway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's yellow and it used to have sort of a pergola that came out. Now it's got sort of window theme.
If you, in town hall, you could just ask which house on Train Hill's being renovated by Lou Boxer.
Right.
It's his job.
All right, well, let me see if we can like even sort of post facto view what the plans of these projects are. I mean, nothing about what's actually happening seemed to me to make, be big catastrophes, but
No, we're lucky.
honestly, actually, in all three cases, the Prospect Hill house as well. I mean, frankly, I think it's a moment for us to assert a little bit of, whatever authority we might have as a committee here. So, and just say, look, we should know what the plans are and just say, like this stuff ought to have come before us.
I'm forgetting the name of the new building inspector, but did he have a comment about all this?
Not really. I I just sort of said hello and mentioned these concerns, but but I can follow up and say, look, let's see if we can get these projects these projects up for whatever review. It's not, I don't think it's going to take a long time. It's sort of, a little bit of a line in the sand. So, anyway, I'll see what I can do about like getting us to be able to see plans. Presumably, the plans are in most cases pretty complete. So the work's mostly been done. So, the plans must exist someplace.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Is there any way to see how things were before?
Oh, yeah, they should have it. Typically,
Okay,
James
good.
Dixon would, I don't know about David Lanu, okay?
Yeah.
James Dixon is by the book. He will have probably done a beautiful existing drawing, and then he probably has a, because it will have demolition on it. But
Yeah.
I have no idea what.
Well, that's what we ask is, is what
Or
is
even
was
you can even
before,
ask them
and
for pictures. We'd
Yeah,
like to see some
exactly.
pictures of before.
Right. No, and and even just in terms of, our like little archive, that's kind of, I think, an important part of what we do. So, all right, well, anyway, I'll get on that, and then we'll see what else comes up. But in the meanwhile, I hope you all have lovely holidays, and then I don't know, I guess I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you guys very much.
All right.
I really
Hey, thank you
appreciate
very
your time.
much. Sorry to
later.
keep you waiting. I apologize. Anyway,
Problem.
and we'll
Thank
like
you.
maybe we'll Zoom next time. I don't know. We
I
didn't
think there is some agitation for an in-person meeting, so we
Okay.
can